GM, and welcome to another edition of Nouns News.
And today's hottest news.
Nouns was in Denver, Colorado with Aubtoshi to check this epic projection of the Nouniversary art for Noun O Clock by kimdeuk. Joel Cares revealed crispy Noun 1, a half-baked, deep-fried ode to the first auction Noun. The Nouns in Singapore community did an amazing beach cleanup. They cleared around 50 kilos of trash during this on-the-ground activation. A huge shout-out to those who participated. Last week was the big one-year anniversary of Nouns, the Nouniversary. And today, we are going to talk about the 24 hours Twitter Spaces held by the Nouns Square team to celebrate the occasion. To everyone's surprise, Twitter did manage to keep the spaces going non-stop. And it was quite a Nounish party with over 1,400 unique attendees. To talk more about this major event, this week we have a chat with Toady Hawk, one of the hosts of the Noun O Clock show. Hi Toady, welcome to the show.
Thank you, so glad to be here.
Congrats on the Nouns Square extension proposal. How are you feeling about that, and what are the plans for the near future?
Yeah, thank you. We are very excited. This proposal extension gives us a runway to really build as a team and make this into something even greater than it already is. Already, we've got a successful show that's airing every single day, every single night, no matter what time it is. And we're going to be expanding out into other mediums as well, experimenting with YouTube, TikTok, podcasting platforms. So we're really excited to see how we can grow the reach, as well as doing some experimentation with Prop House to do some voting on our daily contests and our weekly contests, and formalizing and systemizing the novel way that we are paying our team so that other teams can pick it up where we left off and do the same thing. So those are some of our plans for the coming 5 months rather.
Cool. And now to go back a bit. How did you first learn about nouns, and can you tell us about the start of your Nounish journey?
Absolutely. So I, like a lot of people, came into Nouns through CrypToadz. I was pretty early into that community, and I was really drawn into how the community was so amazing, and it was all about vibes and building community amongst themselves rather than being all about the floor price. And through the CrypToadz community, I met the individuals that started Noun Punks and ended up starting to work with them in November as their community manager. So that would be probably my biggest entry directly into Nouns, is through that extension project. Part of my responsibilities there were to build a relationship with the DAO, and so that sort of got us into founding Nouncil with a bunch of other Nounish builders, as well as getting involved with Seneca's Prop House from early days, with Noun Punks as one of the first communities to do a test of that. So through all those things, I became more and more involved with nouns, and as they say, fell down the rabbit hole and got noun pilled. And today I just can't imagine working on anything that's not nouns, to be honest. So,
did you know about your talent as a host before Web3? Was this something you were doing professionally before joining Nouns?
No, I've never worked in this capacity professionally before, and I'm grateful to Noun Punks. When I started working with them, one of the things that was suggested was to start doing weekly spaces, and that really gave me time to cut my chops and from a very small audience and build up our audience there doing weekly spaces, and practice makes perfect, as they say. So I'm sure doing those every week since January has helped a lot as well.
Any highlights or inspiring stories from these first 8 months of hosting spaces?
A cool thing that I've witnessed doing all these spaces, I would have to say, doing Prop House spaces in particular, seeing some of the people coming in and pitching their ideas in one round and maybe not quite making it that round, but coming back and iterating the second round and the third round until they get the idea just right. And then just seeing them light up when they get funded and go on to build other things. That's happened several times. By the way, I think we'll see more of that with the Nouns Square as well, especially since we're there every single day. We already have artists who entered our contests, for example, and then were helped by us to get a contract off the ground from Manifold, start their own collections. So we're already starting to see similar growth trajectories from people within these spaces as well. So I think that's why these are such powerful mediums to proliferate the meme.
How was the experience of a 24 hours Twitter Spaces?
The 24-hour spaces was interesting because it was ambitious and it was a lot of planning to get all the guests and everything, but we were all surprised at how fluid it actually ran, aside from like the difficulty of actually staying up all night, which most of the hosts did, aside from a little nap here and there. But aside from that, the fluidity was pretty amazing. We had I think 2 guests lined up for each half-hour slot for 24 hours. We had people like Mike Mongo, who's going to space. He's one of the co-founders of Obey, really interesting guy. We had Jack Butcher on, lots and lots of Nouners and interesting people within the Nouniverse. David Horvath. So it was a very interesting experience, and I think it made a statement about how committed we are to doing this and making a difference in the Nouniverse. And I think we're already crazy enough that we're planning to do another one maybe at the end of this 5-minute stint. So keep your eyes peeled for that.
Thank you so much for joining us, and all the best with the show.
Yeah, thank you so much for having us, and please join us on the Nouns Square. We're live every single night at Noun O Clock on Twitter.
And now for last week's Nouns sales.
We had an average auction price of 81 ETH, and the OpenSea floor is at 95 ETH. That's it for today. Thanks for watching, and be sure to tune in next week. Peace. Bye.